thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
What's up, everyone? We finally did it, Tommy. You know what we did? I never thought we'd make it here. Episode 10 of season 2. We did it. Double digits.
If you can get to episode 10, you're well on your way to doing at least 10 more.
You know what the old statistics, they say 95% of podcasts never make it to season 2, episode 10.
Yep. After that, you're golden. You can go forever.
Yeah. Once it's all downhill once you make it to episode 10, season 2, aka episode 510. Massenomics podcast, lifting podcast about nothing, recorded live from the corners of the Dakotas. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
And have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Do you have this on your radar yet? Texas Power Bars. I hope you've seen this. I hope you've heard about this because they've been around since 1980. That's longer than we've been around, and we're submasters.
Well, we know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yeah. I'm borderline masters, and they've been around longer than me. I'm going to be an M1 in not too long, and Texas Power Bars has been around longer than me. They've been making iconic bars that have been used to set national, state, local, world records, Massenomics records, Lift Hard Live Easy Classic records, Massenomics gym records. A lot of PRs on our PR boards that have been set on the legendary Texas Power Bar. You can get your bars at texaspowerbars.com. They got the classic, like the 28.5 millimeter power bar. They've got the new gen, next gen, Gen 7, 29 millimeter Texas Power Bar. Tommy's favorite barbell. They got one of my favorite specialty barbells ever. If you consider this a specialty barbell, is the Texas deadlift bar. Some of the most aggressive knurling that holds up to the test of time. Check them out, texaspowerbars.com.
This episode is also brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. is your go-to source for Olympic iron plates made in the USA. They're a favorite. They're the go-to plates at Massenomics Gym. They're the go-to plates in my home gym, and for good reason. They're smooth. They're easy to grip. They're E-coated. They have this great black finish. The design is amazing, and they're made to last a lifetime. That's like 10 reasons why these things are great. Most plates only have like 1 to 3 reasons why they're great. These ones have 10. I mean, that's basically sells it right for you right there. They're available in sizes from 0.75 all the way up to 100 pounds. So whatever you're into, they got the plate for you. Thestrength.co. Check them out today.
Episode 510. Man, do we have some stuff to talk about. Our title topic we're going to get to later. We're going to talk about lifting burnout. But before we do that, I don't know. We could start in so many places.
We got tons of just things here.
We got a lot of stuff here coming. One just serious goose topic, which we don't do too often, but every once in a while something comes up that we do go serious goose for a moment. We got to say rest in power to Big Pa O'Dwyer. Former guest of the Massenomics podcast. How long has it been since did we have Pa on in 2025 or was it 2024?
I think it was 2024. I don't think he was one of the 5 guests we had last year.
Yeah, one of someone we had tried to get on for a long time for the show because he his sense of humor and his his aura in the strongman community was something we always knew would line up pretty well with Massenomics, and that episode with him was a blast. I think, he had fun. We had fun. And
the clips I forgot about a lot of, you do this so long, you just start to forget some things. And the clips you're posted where he goes, Tanner, is that a real name?
That was very
so
funny.
Yeah.
Well, I know the way he said it, he was like, Tanner, what is that? Like a name?
Yeah. Like Spanner, I think you said. And I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun with Pa, and he passed away just this week. I think his funeral was just here recently, and I'm no doubt, he was a top-level strongman competitor, but more so than that, his just
personality.
his personality. And I don't know that he came across very many good people that didn't like him in the community, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So rest in power, Big Pa. This 5-10s for Big Pa.
There we go.
And that's what we had to clap back at him too. We were like, well, what kind of name is Pa?
It was short for Patrick, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Definitely not an American thing.
No, and then he didn't know what an Irish goodbye was.
That's right. Yes. Wow. Yeah. Wow. So many things.
Yeah, go give that one a listen if you ever get the chance. If you haven't yet, to give the Pa interview. It was a fun one. We'll miss Big Pa. Did we ever meet Pa in person anywhere?
I don't think we did.
I don't think we ever did.
The only time we talked to him was on the podcast.
Arnold, really? Yeah. Okay. I have let's transition from serious goose to, we won't go full silly goose to serious goose. We'll do a transitional segment where I have a heavy thoughts segment.
Okay. That's good.
So this is a transitional segment to get us, will ease us back to silly goose mode. Heavy thoughts segment. I was thinking about this in the gym, and I'm curious what your answer and what other people's answer. Some people have probably paid no thought to it, and you don't even know what you would do, but you'll probably think about it the next time you're in this scenario. And I'm curious what people respond. My thinking is that after a while, with something so simple, it's actually a little bit philosophical and less practical of what answer I think you come to. So Here's the scenario. I want to paint a picture.
Yes.
Have my paintbrush out away. And this scenario does not apply to you in your home gym if you're lifting in your rack in your home gym. This scenario applies more so to if you're in like Massenomics gym, a commercial gym, something like that. And you'll understand why it doesn't apply to you at home. If you're benching at Massenomics gym, use that as an example, because a lot of people listening understand what that's like. You get your weights off the rack. We have plate trees there. That are kind of like centrally located about the benches. You get your plates off of there. You put them on the barbell. You're lifting. You're done. It's time to put the plates back, and say you're down to like your last set of plates that you're going to take off, or whatever pair of plates you're going to take off. You're stripping plates.
Yeah.
Do you grab and unload the plate? It's actually easiest to visualize. I think you're down to your last set of plates. There's 135 on the bar and you're stripping it.
Okay.
When you go to grab the last plate from each side, and the plate tree is kind of on one side of the bench more than the other, which plate do you grab first? The plate that's farthest away from the plate tree, or the plate that is closest to the plate tree?
Yeah, I don't think at Massenomics gym I ever put any thought into it. I think I would just strip in plates, and it just however it went. And yeah.
So it could change from time to time.
In Massenomics gym, I would say it absolutely changed like every time. Now, when you're saying this, I've unknowingly realized that I do it in a very consistent way in my home gym. But in Massenomics gym, I didn't have any strict ritual or pattern to how I did it.
At a home gym in a rack, it doesn't matter, because there is no weight horn that's farther away than the other. There is no closer weight horn or no farther weight horn, because you're putting them onto your rack. Also, squatting at Massenomics gym,
it's kind of
my
the same
example
thing.
doesn't matter either. When the weights are loaded onto the rack, on plate horns on the rack,
you just have one on each
doesn't
side.
matter. You need to think about a place where you have to carry the plates to somewhere to put them away.
Right. Where one sleeve of the barbell is
closer
3
and one is
feet
farther.
from the 3 feet from the plate tree, and the other side of the barbell is 10 feet from the plate tree.
Right. But you don't have a preference.
I did not. I can
maybe
tell you.
You do, though, and you don't know.
Well, maybe, but I think what happened there was I kind of bounced around between two benches typically, and so just kind of going between the two, I just never really had any real consistency, because I think at times, especially when you're benching and it doesn't matter as much how you strip them down, like, if you're doing working sets under 300, it's just like, I can strip this whole side down, or I might take a couple and maybe go to the other one, or maybe I'm getting a 25 and a 35 with this one, and since I'm over here, I don't think there was any consistency to how I did it then.
Yeah. I see several people that I have an answer to this, and there's several people that have, I didn't know if people would say the same opposite or have no opinion, but Big Colton, Dinkelberg, and Big Austin all said the same thing. I'm going farthest away first, and Jonathan said it too, farthest away first. Because I'm like, that's how I do almost anything. When I have a plate of food that has vegetables, meat, and a carbohydrate on it, I'm always going to eat the vegetables first. All the vegetables.
I usually do that too. Yeah, just knock out those smaller ones before we get to the good stuff.
Yeah, like that's my philosophy on the plate re-racking, that I'm going to get that farthest one first. Mm-hmm. Then all I have left is this nice little close one to finish it off with. Be like, that's it. Just this close one. I don't have to get that far one next. In the gym though, in Massenomics, this only applies to benching, because deadlifting, it's kind of the same thing, because you have the. Yeah. It really only applies to benching there. Yeah. Some places deadlifting it would apply.
Yes, a lot of places. Yeah, a lot of places it does actually, but
because our plates that you deadlift with are off of the rack against still off of the power rack.
Yeah, I can say I did not have a method.
Next time you're in that scenario, you think about it and see what it is you did. Sound off in the YouTube comments. What do you do? Have you ever considered it? Will you consider it next time, even if you don't want to?
Gonna mix things up a little bit next time.
Yeah, spice things up. Or would you ever grab like the farthest one, then grab the other one before try to take them both at the same time, one in each hand? It's difficult to on-rack, to pull the second plate off the bar with one hand.
It's really tricky. Yeah, that's the hard part. Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend that method.
No. If you're strong enough to do it, I guess go for it. But
right.
Speaking of the gym, can you describe what's the scenario with the toilet there these days?
Oh, great. A little gym update. I would love to do a rant about all the shit people are doing wrong at the gym. Where do I start on the shit that people are doing that's pissing me off? Number one is the toilet. So in 2025, we went through 3 toilet handles, and to finish I think this finished in 2025, 2 broken toilet seats.
And we've talked about this on the show multiple times. We've never in our personal lives ever broke a toilet.
Yes. And toilet handle broken 3 times. Toilet seat now broken twice. This time completely sheared off. Toilet seat separated from.
Ryan had the Instagram story of like new bathroom PR with the thing just gone from it.
And I've intentionally chosen not to fix this one yet because I want the message to be sent that like someone there broke it.
Yep.
And I'm like, yep, because of you now, we all have no toilet seat.
Everyone has to suffer.
I'm actually thinking about just taking the toilet seat away.
Well, and then if you want to crap, you could just leave it like, like the kids. It's kind of like one that you put it on when you're ready, and then
that's what it is right now.
Yeah, that's probably
like fair. It's there.
Yeah.
And sometimes I go in and it's not on, and sometimes I go in and it is on. I'm thinking about just removing it all together and being like, yep, that'll mean you could crap here, but you're going to really have to need to, because there's not going to be a toilet seat.
You could say slightly unfair to the female members, but.
Oh, that's true. They'll just have to plan accordingly. There's a hover method to master, I think.
Yeah, that doesn't cause a mess or anything.
Several people signing off all the same. BYOTS. Bring your own toilet seat to the gym. So
you know what the problem is you have a sign that says your mom doesn't work here, clean up after your mess. You need a sign that says your dad doesn't work here, don't break
the fucking toilet.
There's no one to fix it.
Yeah. I'd like to think there's some possibility that it was somehow an innocent way that the toilet seat got completely snapped off, but of all the times I've sat on a toilet seat in my life, and to have not snapped one completely off, I have to assume whatever was going on.
For it to go completely off is the thing that just.
Yeah,
it's like it's similar to 90s TV shows, movies, sitcoms, Office Space. There's all these things about just the printer is the bane of people's existence in an office. McDonald's, the ice cream machine's always down.
Yeah.
Massenomics, the toilet's always broken.
Yes. Yeah, and nobody mentioned to me that they were the one that broke it, of course, as one wouldn't.
Yeah.
And someone even today said, "Oh, I've got an extra seat that would fit that. Do you want me to bring it?" And I'm like, "Oh, you can bring it. Don't put it on, though. I'm leaving this broken for a while because I
teach everyone a lesson here."
Yes. Yes. So that's the toilet update. The other thing that's been really annoying me is here's two things. We have some tripods in the gym and they're telescoping leg tripods, 3-legged tripods.
Like
that are
pretty much how
telescoping.
every tripod has been traditionally. You extend the legs out when you need them longer.
When you need them longer. Not by default, because by default it's 6 feet tall and its base is 5 feet wide.
Yeah, the wingspans.
And the smallest legs of that telescoping are then about the diameter of a pencil if you're lucky.
Yep.
Very susceptible to breaking those tiniest extended telescoping legs on a moderately inexpensive tripod. The number of times I come in there and that thing is as tall as me.
So it's like,
and
what angle are people recording from? A top-down angle?
I guess so. And which, if you want to do that, that's okay. Compress it when you're done. Do not leave it like that. Do not leave it like that. Okay. So that's the one thing. The other thing, you know how all of the York milled plates are on the back side of the gym. They're with the benches, like we were talking about, and the bench area and the Smith machine is where all the milled York plates are. It's very obvious if you come into the gym where the Strength Co plates are, where the York plates are, and then the front half of the gym where kind of there's just some mismatch.
I would actually just say, to me, and I know you're going to explain this more, but it's just dummy proof in the way that wherever you need the weights, there's a weight tree just a foot or two away from you. And
with
I'm assuming
all the same style weights on them.
Yes, and I'm assuming what you're going to say is those weights are getting spread out across the room, which doesn't make any sense because you just put them back where you got them, which is the closest spot.
Not only that, it's not even that. They're literally taking them from the back half of the gym, bringing them to the front half of the gym where the dumbbell area is, and using them like on the belt, like the hip sled, the leg press.
But the thing is, there's already weights over there, though.
There's an excessive amount of weights
like
over there.
on those
there's
pieces
more
of
than
machinery already.
Yes. Yes. And then there again, it's similar to the tripod. There is no good reason to do that.
Yeah.
But if you insisted on doing that, which
maybe
I wouldn't be all that upset if you really wanted to do it.
You want to do a video where you're leg pressing all old Yorks. That's fine. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes. But then they don't put them back on the other side.
Yeah.
I walked in today. There's normally 7 York milled plates on each side of the Smith machine. There was 1 on each side. And I was like, where in the hell are all the plates? And I'm like, oh, damn it. I know where they're at. And I walked over to the other side. There was 10 York plates on the plate tree by the leg press.
It's so weird.
And I'm like,
means you would have to get those, walk all the way past so many weights.
Through a little doorway.
Yes, through a doorway to put them there while ignoring all the plates right in front of you.
Yes. But, and Jake said a 1,000-pound leg press. You could even still do that without bringing those over there. There's 2 sets of hundreds. There's 3 or 4 pairs of 55-pound plates. There's 5 pairs of 45s over there. Like there's so many weights over there by default. Even if you wanted to do the 1,000-pound leg press.
Okay, what if you're doing a 1,000-pound leg press and someone else is doing a 700-pound hack squat?
Right, right.
And a 700-pound rhino squat. Then
all at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's what's currently grinding my gear. So there is new signs added. New signs added. There's one now above the plate tree in the front half that says, you know, if you insist on bringing the York milled plates over here, put them back to the other side when you get done with them.
Oh, you gotta be obvious.
Didn't talk about it in the podcast. Someone put baby powder in the chalk bowl.
You did put that.
Someone pissed in the punch bowl.
I didn't know if that was serious.
Someone took a shit in the punch bowl. They dumped baby powder in our big
giant
wooden chalk bowl.
Yeah.
And I know that was because I went and grabbed some, the free powder in there to chalk up. And I'm like, that is really smooth, like slippery.
Yeah.
And then I looked, like the baby powder bottle was in the chalk bowl, which like I guarantee I know someone went like this with the baby powder above the chalk bowl and went like this.
Does the gym even have baby powder in it, or did someone bring it?
Yeah, there's two. I don't even know where
is.
they came from over the years,
Yeah.
but like, so that chalk bowl, I probably could have used a refresh anyways. So I completely emptied the whole thing and dumped everything out and started fresh. So there's a new sign on the chalk bowl that says, that one even says dipshits, I think. It says, hey, dipshits. Because I'm like, oh,
You can't
God.
figure out how the chalk part works. Come on.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Do you think it's a chance that it's just people that are too young and dumb to understand how this works?
I think it very well could all be one person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is a young person that doesn't understand. The baby powder, I believe they straight up didn't understand what, know the difference.
I still remember the first powerlifting meet. The second powerlifting meet we ever did. So I was a veteran at this point. I remember putting chalk on, a little chalk on my hands, and I looked over and I saw a kid. He had a chalk block and he was rubbing it up and down his legs. It's like, you don't get how this works, man.
Yeah. The baby powder in the chalk bowl, however it be idiotic, I do chalk up to just not knowing. So I can't really get, someone just has to be told.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand how you're just like, there's white powders and you use them and I don't really know the difference.
The bringing all the plates to the other side of the gym and not
a lot
putting
of work
them back.
too.
That takes a lot of work, and it's very obvious if you've been into the gym like a few times that those plates go there, because I always make sure they're all there.
Yeah.
So, to not put them back is a really, that is a real slap in the face to me, where I'm like, no, I'm choosing. And there again, I don't think there's any thought into it whatsoever.
No, I don't think
it's not
so.
like,
it's
but
just, it's a gym,
still,
it's a free for all.
Like that is like a laziness that really annoys me. And in a commercial gym, you wouldn't think twice about it. But
do you think they understand that the toilet was broken? They understand that that's not how a toilet should work.
I'm not giving anyone any benefits of the doubt anymore.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So those are all the latest things. And I still think we have a 99% of membership that's very good and of no issues. I think there's actually by the numbers, maybe a 1% of the membership that is pissing me off right now.
It's pretty amazing. You think about larger gyms have whole just swaths of people that fit this category of.
What they get by on though is none of them even give a shit. Like
none
none of the people that work
there.
at those
No.
gyms even care.
No.
So like you can move all the plates to whatever other side. They're like, whatever, we don't give a shit.
Like, it's broken. I guess call a maintenance guy or something. I'm not dealing with that.
Oh, Jake asked, I did also purge ammonia bottles. I think when I cleaned the chalk bowl out, I was down to 5 at the time, and there was probably 20 in there. So I got rid of all of them that literally had no anything
it's funny because
whatsoever.
I actually cannot picture anyone voluntarily being like, yeah, I think this one's pretty empty. We should throw it. I don't think anyone feels comfortable making that call. They just collect forever.
And I did open a new horse stall mat, one of the trial ones, because we had a couple different trial ones.
People are gonna be loving that.
Oh my God. I actually wrote it because it doesn't have anything on the bottle. I wrote in big red Sharpie letters. I was like, this is new as of 1/6/26. Be careful. Because
people are taking that as a challenge now when they see that.
Because if you go into that, not like if you go into that, like Big J was there, who's a bit of an ammonia connoisseur.
Yes, he
and I was
is.
like, give this a try. And he was even like, that is intense.
Ammonia connoisseur. Like, I just know. Yeah, you're right.
We've got a few ammonia connoisseurs around the gym that are like,
the funny part is
year.
There's guys that just kind of always, even during like warm-ups, are kind of always wafting a little ammonia.
There is. He's one of them. He's he lives by the ammonia bowl.
Yeah.
Jake said, I once saw Big J sniffing ammonia to put his shoes on. But yeah, that ammonia bottle was intense. I was like afraid to even But I'm like, well, these 5 that I kept are all kind of iffy. We need like something potent
Right,
again. Like
right.
you always got to have one that really
Yeah.
knock your sock off kind of one.
Yep. It's good. Good to have that.
Yeah. So that is the Massenomics gym update. Besides that, as long as we're on the subject, I did get, all the York plates are on the side of the gym with the benches and the Smith machine. And over the years, I've got tons of 40. Like I really don't have another use for like another pair of 45s. It's kind of like full.
Yeah.
Of
I mean, there's
45s.
hardly even room for it. It's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The 25s are a good number. The 5s, because I came across a ton of York 5s locally one time and I bought them all. So there's a ton of 5s. The one thing that's always been a little low as far as the York milled plates is the 10s.
Oh.
Especially since we got the Smith machine, because now there's 2
There's
weight racks plus the Smith machine.
that
So
could
there's,
all need
4 spots for
full-
10s to go.
Yeah, and they could all
and I-
need 4 potentially.
Right. And now they do all have like 4. I bought like 8 more York 10s.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, supporting. Actually, I put out I have to look to see who it was. I put out a post in one of the vintage groups, and I'm like, I really need just several York 10s if milled, nothing fancy, just the regular York 10s from milled York set. I need many of like 5 pairs or 6 pairs or 8 pairs, whatever you got. And someone reached out and said, yep, I've got some. Here's the price. It was a good deal. It was a fair deal. I'm like, yep, let's do it. Sent me a picture. I was like, yep, looks perfect. All this, got them. Said, yep, got them. Awesome. Thanks. And he goes, oh yeah, also I'm a supporting member. And I was like, oh, I thought I recognized your name. Now I know why. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was cool.
Always a supporting member with the hookup.
There's always a supporting member in the wings. So I got the 10s, but what did you get in your gym that we never talked about?
Well,
You had a little,
we talked about it. I got an Ohio Power
Did-
Bar. Did
we talk about it?
Maybe we did.
I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast.
I thought we did. I thought we said
Any live
yeah.
listeners, do we know if we talked about the Ohio Power Bar?
Yeah, we did. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I mentioned that I picked it up, but I had like just got it that day, so I hadn't really used it yet. I think, or maybe I used it once.
What's the follow up? Have you used
so-
the Ohio Power
Yeah,
Bar?
so I've actually just.
Is it bare steel or
It is bare
what
steel, and so a couple
Is
things.
it 45 pound or 20 kilogram? Narrow collars or
No, it's the
or-
40. It's the 45 pound one. Yeah.
Okay.
The really narrow collars. I'm not sure I would have even got it because it's just too much of a pain to.
Yeah.
But I wanted to because I've exclusively used a Texas Power Bar since I've gotten one, which has been close to 2 years, I think, since I've had that one, year and a half. And or when I'm not using a Texas Power Bar, I'm using a Texas Deadlift Bar, which is even more aggressive. And so getting the Ohio Power Bar, 2 things. One, just to try out a different bar, and then also to see what a bare steel bar is like long term in my garage, where wild temperature changes in there and humidity changes. And now after using it exclusively, I've actually used it for deadlifts too now for the past 3 weeks, I think. Okay, I got it for $100. At $100, it is a great buy at $100. Like, you can't beat it. I threw a bunch
You
of
can't afford not to.
No, you really can't.
It has to be said. You can't afford not to.
I threw a bunch of 3-in-1 oil on it, used my barbell rescue brush, and got that thing cleaned up. And all of the signs of rust are gone. There's just a little bit of a patina, where your hands go around the rings, just some dark, no rust color. And
The bar ages with the lifter.
it does. And it for $100 all day, it's a great bar. Actually, I still do think that if you're going to get a bar, a Texas Power Bar or a Rogue Ohio Power Bar, you can't go wrong with either one. They're both really good bars. What's weird to me about it though, is it feels so passive after using a Texas Power Bar. And there's people read on the Facebook group that talk about oh yeah, the Ohio Power Bar is good and aggressive. I'm like, this is not an aggressive
But it is for sure a Ohio Power Bar.
Yes,
it says
it is.
Ohio.
Yes, it's an Ohio Power
It's
Bar.
not like it's the bar.
It's Ohio Power Bar. It's not this bar is not worn down. It's basically brand new. I don't know if the people that had it really
and
used
it's
it.
bare steel.
And it's bare steel. But just compared to the 29 millimeter Texas Power Bar, that bar has sharp bite to it. And the Ohio Power Bar doesn't have that. Now, I don't think the Ohio Power Bar is harder to hold on to by any means. The way they do their knurling, it is very, very grippy, but it's not that sharp feeling that the Texas bars have. And it's just been weird adjusting my brain to that where, if you have a t-shirt on, the 29 millimeter bar, you feel that through your t-shirt, you know, like you get done. If I get done, I go take a shower. Like you have a very distinct line where that bar was pushing into you. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe you have that on the Ohio one too, but you don't feel the knurling on your back on the Ohio bar. And same thing like bench, like when I lift that off, it just feels like the Texas bar is just set. It's like spikes setting in and like we're locked in, and I don't get that. It's just weird not having that feeling, deadlifting or doing any of the lifts and not having that just like spike feedback that you get from the Texas bars. So that's been a little bit of an adjustment, but it is a very, very nice bar. And, yeah, I mean, I get why people go to that one, but it's gotta be, we tried the Rogue Agro 2X, we've seen that one before. I really think that at least the newer Texas bars to me are pretty comparable to that Agro 2X. Like they're sharp.
Yeah. So have you been using it regularly or are you switching back and forth?
No, I just kind of like wanted
just using.
I want it to be kind of a long term. I'm only using it. So I've it's the only bar I've used for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
And I'll probably for the most part just stick with it all winter here and just see, after a couple months of winter wear, like what does this bare steel bar look like in my garage? I'm just curious how that holds up.
The Texas is really going to feel sharp when you go back.
It's actually going to, yes. It's going to be
like, oh shit.
Especially the day I decide to go back to a deadlift bar. It's going to be like, yikes.
This is a man's bar right here.
My hands almost can't get used to the deadlift bar. Like every time I do it, it's damn near ripping them. It's so sharp.
At $100, I actually think maybe you couldn't afford not to get it if it's local to you. And like if it's at $100, you have to buy it.
Yeah. If it's not a beat up bar too, I mean, there's no doubt a lot of Ohio power bars out there. Same thing with Texas power bars. And my default thought would be if someone has one for $100 and be like, yeah, okay, what has happened to this bar over the years? But the photos,
does this look like a Massenomics gym 10-year-old?
Yes, there's a big difference there, but yeah, the photos they posted were pretty clean. And when I asked them about it, I kind of got the impression they were literally not using it. And I think I'd mentioned the first time we talked about this is the fact that where the bar touches the J cups, that knurling was as sharp as the other knurling. It's like, yeah, this thing hasn't even been moved around in J cups at all. So, when now already just from me using it a few weeks, there's all of that UHMW plastic in the knurl on the outside edges. That did not exist before. So that really makes me think like this bar was just not really used at all.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, definitely a sweet pickup. No regrets on your first pickups of 2026.
No, I'm pretty happy with that one.
All right. I think we should do supporting our supporting members probably. Actually, before we get onto that, I do just want to mention the Massenomics 2026 Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic Part 4 powerlifting registration. By the time this goes live, has opened up to supporting members exclusively and Massenomics gym members. They have gotten their first crack at getting signed up and filling up all those spots. So that's going live on January 8th. About a week or so, depending on how things go, if there's still spots left, that'll open to the general public. So if you're listening to this and you're not a supporting member, A, become a supporting member. B, you could possibly have a shot of still registering for the powerlifting meet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be July 18th in Western Northeast South Dakota.
It's the event of the summer.
The most fun powerlifting meet that you've ever been to, if you've ever been to it.
Yeah, where dreams are made.
Yeah. That's right. PRs come to thrive and something else. I haven't flushed that out yet.
We'll work on that one.
Need Chat GPT quick. Instant Chat GPT. Come up with a stupid tagline that sucks.
Where the chalk flows like where the Coke Zeros are popping and the chalk flows like baby powder.
M dash.
I was actually thinking about this. Been reading a lot more lately, as evident by the sports and books section we've been doing
frequent
on the podcast.
Sports and books segments.
I gotta say, after you start reading books again, you realize how much the M dash actually get used in
literature,
actual novels.
Yeah,
I would say in communications through emails, never. In actual literature, it's used a lot. So now I can see why. ChatGPT thinks it needs to use it when you consider
'Cause it's referencing
it's ingested every
all-
book ever written. It's
Right.
there's a lot of M dashes written in actual books, not so much in business
Daily
communication.
Yeah, right. Well, actually, is used quite frequently in business communications now because everyone's using ChatGPT to write everything for them.
Yes,
So it's kind of a self-fulfilling M dash at this point.
it is. Yep.
Soon it'll be not when you type into ChatGPT, it'll be
Just M
like it'll be an
dashes.
evolution of more and more M dashes until all it kicks out is just
Just
it'll be a
lines.
Morse code. It's just going to be Morse code of M dashes.
Just dash.
Beep 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 beep. Okay, supporting our supporting members. First thing, I would say we have something big in the world. Oh, what are you drinking? There?
Oh,
You just made me thirsty.
My mouth is
Just
so
like
dry over here.
What's that? Pavlov's
I
dog.
wasn't
When
sure
I
if you
heard
would
that
hear that
sound,
or
I'm
not.
like, oh my God, I'm thirsty.
You perked right up there. I didn't want to interrupt
like-
your segment. I'm like, I just got to do this.
When I hear that sound, I'm so thirsty. Why do I have this intense thirst all of a sudden?
Yeah, Tanner's just like sitting there with his mouth open, looking around.
Yeah. What do you got over there in the can? What's in the can?
Got a Waterloo lemon lime.
LaCroix Limon. God damn, that's good.
Limon? No, not lemon. You had me tricked
it's
for a
lemon.
minute there. It should be lemon.
Yeah. Yeah, she's her classic lemon. Okay.
You know what? I just thought of this. You know, we joke that it's spicy water. It is hilarious that without any influence from me, my kids have started to think that anything carbonated is spicy. Because, you know, like we'll drink these and they'll be like, what is that? I'm like, you won't like it. And then I want to try it. It's like my boy takes a drink. He's like, ooh, it's spicy. Because it's, you know, the carbonation. That's that sensation. They don't know what to say.
I do think spicy is a very common because basically anything my kids don't like because it's so
spicy.
different thing, it's spicy.
Yeah.
You know, it's spicy.
Yep.
Or you like you don't want them to have something like you wouldn't like it. It's spicy.
Yeah, spicy and sour are the two things you can say, but sour is like, oh, well, that's kind of what candy is. So I got
Yeah, is it sour like candy? We have the biggest thing we've ever had in the works. We're really not going to talk about it at all here. That's not the purpose of even bringing it up. What's the purpose of bringing it up?
to let people know that if you're a supporting member, you will have first access to this. And
Correct.
This is a game changer. This has been many, 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 many months in the making.
Many hours of
I can't actually, like we might say the word countless hours, but this is the
It's
first thing that
countless
actually
hours.
is countless hours.
yeah.
An enormous financial investment. It's a countless, literal countless hours. Yeah, we've been working on this a long time, and we're getting close. We're getting there.
We are getting
But
close.
Supporting
There's a lot
members
of-
are going to be the first ones to let the genie out of the bottle here. So
Yes. So if you want in on this first, which you absolutely should, you have to be a supporting member. So if you're a listener, please sign up. Timeline, we don't know for sure yet when all the supporting members will get in. We can say you are going to get in at first. It is going to be 2026. It's probably going to be the first Q1, to use stupid
Oh,
terms.
I hope
it's probably
so.
going to be Q1, isn't it?
I mean, in the perfect world,
To
it's
supporting members? Sooner rather
several
than
weeks
later.
away in the perfect world,
Right.
but you never know how this goes.
Maybe we get some hurdles and it
Yeah.
becomes a few months away. Probably at the worst, though, I think, right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we're pushing hard to keep this moving.
Yeah. Yeah. So please become a supporting member if you would be interested in getting on in this very cryptic thing that we're still not giving any. And we have to play this one extremely close. So I don't really know that there'll be much of anything leaked on it hardly until it is out there.
Yeah. I mean, and you're going to say, you can say there will be a little bit of point of pride in saying that you were there first. A little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think so. There will be. There definitely will be. So please become a supporting member. And for all of you that are already supporting members, just stay tuned. You'll be excited, I think. Which leads me into our supporting members segment. This is a relatively new segment to the podcast. It's now just the 10th time we've done this here in season 2 of the podcast. It's where we give back to those that support us. you get a number of things if you could become a supporting member. One of them is you get in on this really, really big thing that we have coming. You get first in on that. Otherwise, you get early access to our normal drops. Like we'll have one later in January. You get early access to that. There's a discount code for supporting members. It's the only way you get in our Discord. It's the only way you listen to the pre-show. The pre-show is the most uncut, the most unfiltered, the most unrecorded pre-show in all of podcasting. It's the show before our show, and you only get to listen to it if you are a supporting member. And it's a lot of fun usually. I think it's kind of like this, only it's slightly different. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense, Tommy?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, it's a lot like the podcast.
It's like the podcast, but more casual.
Somehow, that seems true. In the pre-show, we are actually just talking to the people that are in the pre-show. Yeah. I think kind of like, there is a open dialogue.
Very conversational.
Yes, it's conversational in the pre-show. And usually we have secret stuff that we release only to the pre-show. Whatever happens in the pre-show stays in the pre-show.
Mm-hmm. That's the most important part.
Yeah. Finally, one of the things you get is you could get a shout out here. Like these people this week. Big Josh just got newly engaged. Just got engaged. Ooh. Congrats on the impending funeral, Josh.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
The old ball and chain, am I right?
Yep. It's all over from here.
Yeah. Alex is noticing your OG pillow. We've covered before, but that's
not what we've been working on for the last several months.
a line of pillows.
Yeah.
It's gonna be purple pillows, only they're gonna be Massenomics red.
Yeah.
Big Cody set out on a challenge and completed it. He wanted to run a mile in less seconds than he could deadlift for a 1 rep max on the same day. He achieved that by deadlifting 555 pounds and running a mile in 7 minutes and 50 seconds, which is 470 seconds. So he actually crushed it.
Oh, he had poundage to spare there.
Yeah, so everyone play along at home, do the math. If you can deadlift 500 pounds, you'd have to run the mile in 500 seconds, which would be what? A little over 8 minutes?
Yeah,
something like that.
About right.
Yeah. If you could deadlift 600, you buy yourself an extra minute on the mile time. Big Waffle Iron was on the Voodoo Power podcast as a guest. Big Steven Rose.
Also had his gym tour come out this past week.
Gym tour is out as of the time this comes out.
Did you get to watch the
intro?
I've only watched
only the intro. I forgot we talked about it today, and I'm like, wait, that means I can watch the intro finally to that. And I thought it was funny. I thought it was very funny.
One of the sillier intros we've ever done.
Maybe it's because I'm there and it was an integral part of it, but I had to show my whole family that one when I'm like, wait, I forgot that means I can watch the intro. So I had to show everyone that. And even my kids got a laugh out of that my 4-year-old was like, oh, I want to watch that again.
Yeah. And even then when it starts too, it's funny. Just, this the whole Waffle Irons gym.
Yeah.
It's great.
So don't miss that gym tour. Last week that came out was Big Chris's, right? Was the last video that we had.
Was that just last week already?
I think so.
Friendly neighborhood. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that one feels like already it's been a couple weeks, but no, I think you're right.
One of the craziest basement gym tours. It's like even Mount Rossmore the other day sending me snaps. He's like, I just can't stop watching these gym tours you guys got. He's like, he sends me a snap about one every other day of, he's watching Efren's the other day and he's like, this place is insane. And he was watching Big Chris's and he was like, this basement is enormous. And it's just like the different things you see on these gym tours. It's just no two gym are quite the same yet that we've been to.
It's a little slice of life.
So Waffle Iron was on Voodoo Power podcast. They have their own podcast. It's mostly Crew Wolfpack members. It's the Half Baked Thoughts podcast. I know you can find it on Spotify. I don't think it's on Apple Podcasts. I know you can find it on Spotify though. The Half Baked Thoughts podcast. with crew members including Eddie, Steve, Matt, Scants, Paul, etc. I think it's a different group of them every time they record one, and it's mostly them just talking about training or whatever else is going on. And I've been able to give it a listen now, so make sure to check out a podcast from supporting members. It is the Half Baked Thoughts podcast. You'll know it when you see it. It's got like a picture of a waffle iron and stuff on it. There was a Pacific Northwest crew meetup of Big Pablo and Big Matt. They got together. I got to shout out Big Justin K, fresh supporting member, fresh certified training facility as of today. The closest certified training facility to Massenomics Gym, located in city limits of Western Northeast South Dakota.
I saw this one come in. Okay. Did you show me a picture of this gym before? Have I seen this or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a vintage weights collection.
Yes. Yeah.
This popped out of
right
nowhere.
under our noses.
This is true. In Aberdeen, a basement gym. Didn't know about until like within a month ago, and now he's a supporting member and certified training facility. You can find it there. I'll get some pictures from him up there hopefully soon, so you can see what I'm talking about. We're gonna have to do a gym tour.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just next time we're shooting in Aberdeen, it's like we are gonna do a gym tour there because
there's
why would we
lighting,
not?
there's vintage weights, there's it's all there, you know.
Yeah. Craziest part. I was maybe like 2 days ago at work in the break room. I was warming up my lunch,
a bowl of hot tuna chili.
Yeah, it was tuna day at work.
everyone comes running when it's Tanner's tuna day at work,
eating up my tuna.
It's like, no, he's gonna kill the microwave.
Yeah. And Big Justin walks by, new supporting member, new certified training facility, and I never met him before. And he's like, "Oh, how's it going?" And we got to talking about vintage weights. It was one of the few times I've ever had a fun conversation at work in my life.
So there it is, people. Even never give up hope. Even when you're closing in on 40, there's still a chance you could have a fun conversation.
One fun conversation at work in 12 years. There was other people around that I work close to, and we got to talking about vintage weights, and I could only imagine after the fact that they're like, what are they talking about? And why is Tanner talking about it to somebody?
He just eats his tuna and stinks up the place and leaves.
What? Why is that man talking? And why is he excited about something?
Is Justin, or you said Justin?
Yeah.
Is he familiar with Efren at all?
Yes, we talked about it.
Okay, I didn't know if you were blowing his mind even more.
No, I think he came to probably. I think he watched the. He actually mentioned he watched the video we were talking about. Efren's collection a little bit, even. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, and last but not least, this week on supporting our supporting members, this week's guest on Unpaid and Underrated, it is the very bratty, very little sister podcast to the Massenomics podcast. That's Unpaid and Underrated. Big Ryan was this week's guest. I am not quite done with that episode yet, but I'm close to done with it, learning about Big Ryan. And I think we'll see him at Home Gym Con this upcoming year in 2026 also, it sounds like. Nice. So Big Ryan, go give him a listen. If you become a supporting member, another perk is if you're involved in the community, you got a very good shot at being a guest on the Unpaid and Underrated podcast. They interview a different supporting member pretty much every single week. So you got like a 1 in 52 chance every year. Yeah. That's not really how that works, but like you have a chance.
Yeah, but kind of. Everyone's champing at the bit to get in there. So
everyone's really champing. They're champing down hard on that.
Champing away. They are going through bits like crazy over there.
They halfway champ through the damn thing. So that is this week's supporting our supporting member. Please become one. It is the number one way that we keep our George Foreman grills running. More on that in our George Foreman grill segment coming up later. Should we do a certified training facility of the week?
Yeah, I think I got one here that's kind of interesting. We're going to go all the way south of the border.
Kind of hoping for a boring one. This.
Oh, well, then you're going to have to sit this one out. We're going to go south of the border to our friends in Canada, to a little place called Calgary. And I don't think we've done this one before. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we have.
I don't think so. Let me look.
And we are looking at the Dog Pound.
Let's do the Dog Pound. We're doing it.
Okay.
The Dog Pound in Calgary, AB.
No one actually knows what the AB stands for. It might just be AB. I think you just say the letters.
Is AB, am I even saying something that's correct? Is that?
I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
All right. Photo 1. I believe
ABCA. CA, Canada abbreviation.
There. See? Don't even know what that means.
I send quite a few Canadian letters. Okay,
yeah, you would.
So you
would know that. Yep. All right. Photo 1. I believe this is a garage from the garage door. Yeah, it is. There's a garage door opener. You can see in the corner. There's a ladder hanging. But
we got 4 photos here. It looks like that we're looking through. Okay.
4 photos. Okay, a couple things to note here first right away. It's not just a clever name with the Dog Pound. They actually do have a dog bed laying in the foreground of this photo.
Oh.
But in the rack, they got it looks like a Rogue Monster rack, very nice white rack back there in the corner. And then there's a Concept 2, like the ski erg pushed into the rack. I'm assuming they don't permanently leave it in there.
No, that's got the floor piece on it that you could move. You should be able to move that around. I would think.
Yeah. So they have that. There's several benches here standing up, one on the right, one in the middle. There's a trap bar that has the gold sleeves. So that might be like a fringe or maybe a bells of steel something, being that it's Canada. There's a dumbbell shelf, but I'm kind of curious. That bench in the middle might be an Irwin bench, because if we go to photo 2 and take a look here.
Oh, you think that standing up bench is an Irwin bench?
I think
is that also a Canadian company?
Yes, they are Canadian.
Are they right up there somewhere?
No, they're just like, aren't they kind of by Winnipeg?
They're close to us, right?
Yeah, I think they're like in Winnipeg somewhere, like in that area, I believe. Because if you go to photo 2, there's another rack here, which is an Irwin Fitness rack. You can see the logo on there, and I don't think we've had one of these yet.
Where is this in relation to the first rack?
So I can't quite tell. It's to the right of it, I believe. I think when in that first photo, it's kind of behind you. No?
Okay. Oh, like this is the opposite, like they're facing each other.
I think so, yeah.
There's another dog bed in this one.
Yeah, there is. So anyways, photo 2, though, it's an Irwin rack. It's very nice. It's kind of like a gray with gold accents. Kind of reminds me of Efren's colorway on his rack, you know?
Yeah.
And look, Vulcan plates. There's a mix of Vulcan and Rogue bumper plates on there. There's some mono arms on here. I don't know if those are Irwin mono arms. I'm not familiar with what style those are. I haven't seen those before, which makes me think they are some Irwin version. And then there's another.
You said there's Vulcan. Is Vulcan the company that I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
That
came under fire recently.
Yeah.
So there's that second rack. You can actually see a dog in the second photo too. Or 2 dogs, 2 big dogs on that bed together in photo 2.
Guess that's why they call it the Dog Pound.
Yes. When we go to photo 3, it's just another angle, but there's some cardio machines. It looks like an Echo bike, and then some other type of stationary bike is sitting there. There's a whiteboard, so that's good. You can write your stuff out.
2-sided flippy doodah whiteboard.
Yeah. But photo 4 is what's really interesting here. This is the Irwin Fitness lat pull down tower.
Single stack.
Yeah, I don't know what they actually call this thing. I've just seen it on their Instagram before, but this is a really cool piece. And I actually didn't even know if it was commercially available. Like, I didn't even know if you could buy it yet, but apparently you can, because this guy's got it. And it's a sweet looking unit there.
This guy has some sweet Irwin equipment, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then behind it also, I mean, there's some shelves with some kettlebells. There's some Rogue bumpers mounted on the wall. Looks like we had even a little wood shop station in the back corner there. But
look at the miter saw on this guy.
Yeah. Got an air compressor.
DeWalt. Big DeWalt guy.
Mm-hmm.
Black and yellow.
Yes. It's a pretty cool gym, though. And like, this is, I think it's a 2-stall garage. But pretty much the whole thing is a gym.
Did you see on the TV there's a football game? Do you think that's a Canadian football game?
No, it's Chargers and Texans playing.
Okay.
So you could really date that to whenever that one was if you looked it up.
That is quite the gym. That's quite the setup, and a lot of unique stuff in there.
Yeah. I mean, we outside of the roller J cups, I guess Brandon had an Irwin rack, but outside of the Irwin rack Brandon had and then Irwin J cups, I don't think we've ever seen any Irwin pieces in a gym tour before, have we?
I don't think so. Very little, I'd say.
In our exposure to it, though, it all seems super premium.
Right. What I'm wondering, if you were there in up in Alberta with Big Joel and the dog pound, do you think you could get strong there?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, get hella strong in the dog pound.
Be letting the dogs out.
Yeah. You got this on your radar? The Ursa Smoke color way? New colorway from Barefoot. You can check them out at barefoot.store. Bring all that smoke with the new smoke colorway. I was just talking to someone in the gym today, and they said, "Did you see that new color from Barefoot, that gray?" And I'm like, "Oh, you mean the smoke?" He's like, "Yeah, the smoke."
Yeah, you mean the smoke.
Like, yep. They definitely brought this. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's fire at barefoot.store. Whether you're like slip-on, tie shoes, boots, just as long as you like your feet feeling good and whatever you're wearing, you're going to like what you get from barefoot.store with the wider toe box, the zero drop heel. And I wear them every day. And I was just explaining to someone else, I get home every day. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I never have that feeling like, oh, can't wait to kick my shoes off. Because when you have barefoot shoes on, you don't ever want to take them off because they're so darn comfortable.
Just that good.
And to boot, no pun intended, you can use discount code Massenomics to save you 10% on every order there at barefoot.store. Thanks, Barefoot.
Oh, just can't stop looking at those smoke shoes.
They really brought the smoke with that.
Real freaking good looking pair of footwear there. Today's episode is also brought to you by Build Fast Formula. Build Fast Formula. It's just what works. Supplements should simply work. Most supplement companies don't care. They just sell you a line, a vibe, and a boilerplate formula loaded with crap you don't need. You can't get better from clever claims and cool slogans, and placebos only last so long. You deserve real results from supplements backed by research. You deserve supplements that work. You know, last week, Tanner and I were talking about our Mount Rushmore of Build Fast Formula supplements, and I think we came to the conclusion that there should probably be more heads on Mount Rushmore when you're talking about Build Fast Formula. But, easy place to start, 80-20 protein, Vaso Blitz, full Blitz pre-workout. And then, depending on what you're into, maybe Blitz 3D, maybe Drink Hack, maybe they're creatine, maybe they're Glyco Hack. I mean, there's just too many choices here. They're all great. We use them. We love them. And if you use code Massenomics, you can save 10% at buildfastformula.com. Code Massenomics saves you 10%. Thank you, Build Fast.
Thank you, Build Fast. Do we need to give the remaining live listeners a royal boot in the ass?
Wow.
It's the American way.
Can't believe they're still in here.
A little too long for my comfort, if you ask me.
Yep. They gots to go.
Yeah. They don't got to go home, but they can't stay here any longer. They got to save something for listen to the show when it comes out. That's so we still get some downloads.
That's right. We can't have those downloads disappearing.
Chipmunks download. Okay. We're just about ready for a title topic, aren't we?
Yeah. Hit it. Oh.
You know what that means?
It's title topic time.
Yeah, what is the title topic this week? I hope it's a good one.
I think the title topic, we're still kind of working what the final thing will be, but lifting burnout, real or for losers?
You are one pathetic loser.
Yeah, see, this one's an interesting one for us because we wrote this down as a topic a long time ago, and we both kind of laughed because we're like, well, burnout, we don't have that problem. That's easy to talk. There's not much to say. We don't, but then we realized, no, maybe there should be something to say. So we're just going to talk about our thoughts around lifting burnout. Do we ever get burnt out? Do we just love lifting so much that it's the only thing we care about? You know, where do we fall in that spectrum? And if we do get burnt out or feel like things are monotonous, what are things that we do to keep things spicy and interesting?
Yeah, maybe my thought was at one point, I'm like, well, maybe we don't ever get burnt out from it because we have so many good techniques that we utilize
we're
to keep us from ever having that.
So it's like you all haven't figured out these masterful techniques like we did.
Right.
Let us share.
Right. But I have seen that a lot from people where it's like they come and they go and they're like, yeah, I just don't really like lifting as much anymore. And to be completely honest, it's never really been much of a problem for me. I have had like the post competition lull where you're like, oh, that was it. That was the highest of highs. I've been working so much towards that for so long. Now that's over. And I'm like, you can feel a little rudderless at times.
Well, I felt that more in the past though, before I had JUGGERNAUT AI to keep me excited with like, ooh, now training gets to change though. And like, I almost look forward, I look forward to competing, but I also look forward to it being done and be like, all right, we're switching up the training style, like new and novel. Here we go.
Well, that's already getting into some of our, that's getting into right away. That's getting into otherwise though, generally speaking, the lifting burnout, what that feels like is you probably just don't want to do it anymore for whatever reason. I'm done with this. Yeah.
And you hear people talk about, I mean, between going to the gym, just things people say. I mean, you hear it's just, it's boring, or I've just been too busy lately, or, oh, it's beating me up, or it's too hard on me, or I don't have time for it. I mean, it's just any number of excuses you do. And I'm not saying that, I mean, some of those are valid reasons.
Right.
But it's up to you to decide, like, is that a reason you're not going to come to the gym, or are you going to find a way to make it interesting again? And ultimately that's on you. So maybe we have some ways to reframe it, or some techniques to keep training interesting if you're a person that feels like you're getting burnt out or over your current status.
Well, the first thing that I have on my list is what you already said. Most generally speaking, I would say just having a program.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have no program, and some people are pretty good at doing it themselves and not even like programming themselves, just doing whatever the hell they want to. And I've seen people that have lifted for like 25 years doing that.
But even to a certain extent, if you've been doing it that long, like, you are self-programming a little bit. Like, it might not be an intelligent program, but you're not just like, all right, you know what? I've benched 250 every week for the last 10 years. I'm just going to start benching 135 now. Like, you don't do that, you know? So even there, you still do have somewhat of a program you're following, whether you admit it or not. If
that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, we've also, like, there's the guy that's like, no, he just comes to the gym every week and he's going to throw 3 plates on. One week he might do 2 reps. The next week he might do 6, but he's going to bench at least 315 every single week. And I mean, sometimes people have the same thing for squat and deadlift. Like, they're just going to put a certain number of plates on and they'll manipulate the volume a little bit, but that's their program.
Yep. But having a program, even if it's that, I mean, that wouldn't be the best example. The better example would be having a real program. I feel like it just gives you something. It kind of removes like, it also removes like the decision.
I think that's a huge part of it.
Or
like,
whatever
what am I going to do today? Because when you do that, you start giving yourself an out on what that's going to be. Like, if it's like, I don't know, I should probably do legs, but I'm kind of tired. I'm just going to do kind of a bro session. Like, you don't have a program. So now you're just giving yourself excuses to get out of it. Whereas if you have a program, and I'm not saying it has to be a powerlifting program, but if you have an actual plan you're trying to follow, you don't want to skip days because it's going to throw off the next week and the next week. And it's going to, like, the whole thing doesn't work anymore. And that is the beauty of a program. It's like an accountability plan. You know, it's the whole thing. If you don't have a map, you can go anywhere. And some people can do that, but the whole wandering thing for a lot of people doesn't really work.
All who wander are not lost unless they're at the gym.
Then they probably are
wandering. Yeah. I really believe in having a program, that it just, there's so much value to that. And I do think there's a lot, and not to say you could never switch it, but I do think you need to have a program and actually stick with it for a decent amount of time too.
Yeah. And like find the program. I mean, part of this goes back to figure out the type of, okay, it's really taking several steps back here. The first thing is you have to figure out what style of training you actually like to do. And I think I feel bad because there's a lot of people out there that I think have been lifting a long time and still actually haven't figured out a style of training that they like. Because man, once you actually figure out a style of training that you like, it gets way more enjoyable to be doing it. Like there's a reason Tanner and I aren't like competitive rollerbladers. It's not the style of training we're into. We're into powerlifting. Lifting heavy
I would
weights.
be really good at that if that's what I was into.
He always talks about it. He just hasn't pursued it yet.
Yeah.
But you got to find what you're into. And then once you figure out the style of training you're into, then you can pick a program. If I just went and picked some random ass program right now, I do the first step of having a program. But if it's something I'm not into, it's also not going to keep me in the gym just having that program either. So figure out what you're like and then get that program. And man, it keeps you on track.
I think so. The next thing I had written down, which this is very obvious when I would say, well, how do you not, what do you do to prevent stopping going for the gym? Because my thing is being consistent. But what I mean by that more specifically is when you're consistent at the gym, when you start there again, kind of stick to a program and you stay consistent and you go your 3 days a week, 2 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever it is. And it's just kind of like the thing you do. Well, what that actually leads to is progress. And when you make progress with whatever you're doing, like you're seeing something and you're like, yes, I'm coming back because something's working here, whether it's strength or aesthetically or cardiovascular, whatever it is, that progress from being consistent, I think almost always makes people happy. And they're like, yeah, I want more of that. I just want more of that.
And that's the ultimate reward with all of this is if you're consistent and you stick to it and you're doing stuff, you should see some progress. Like it might be visual, like you might be bigger or more cut or something like that. Or you might just be stronger. Like you might see progress in that you're putting more weight on the bar, and that's exciting and addicting too, to actually be moving numbers.
Right. But that doesn't really happen very well if people aren't consistent. If you're like, I'm not going this week, and you do that about 6 times throughout the year, all of a sudden it's like, well, you didn't lift for like
over a month of the year.
Yes. Like it just like that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Or at least that's
hard to even maintain when you're missing whole chunks of time like that.
Right. Contradictory, I would say there's some value in being a little bit flexible with that, depending on your life circumstances when necessary, but that's a balancing act that some people don't balance very well.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
I'll say that with the consistency, there's some people that their consistency is I lift Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or whatever their days are. And like me, my consistency is I do everything I can to lift 3 days a week. Some days, some weeks, that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Some weeks, that's Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Some weeks, that's Monday, Friday. Like, it's just, in a perfect world, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But just depending on life scenarios, family things, work schedules, it's just, you got to learn to roll with the punches. But really the only thing I care about at the end of the day is that I'm getting 3 days a week in. And in a perfect world, I would love to have 4 days and do it on the same 4 days every week, but that's just not what my life allows at this moment.
Right.
And because of that, I do 3 and I make it happen. And every once in a while, I don't get that third day. And so I'm either making up for it. I either make my second day a little busier and then the first day the next week a little busier, or sometimes I just got to drop it out completely. But I try to keep that to a minimum. And typically, I'm a 3 day a week guy. And that's what my consistency looks like.
Yeah. That's what the balancing act is though, of like that. Obviously, my opinion doesn't strongly matter in that, but I'm like, to me, like that is how you balance that. It's like when people take that too far and like it just starts to go farther and farther, like, and then it is back to where like, I didn't lift this week.
Yes.
Because
and that's what you have to be careful with.
Well, everyone's got stuff going on, that's,
and it is tricky because if you are just starting out, you probably do just need to pick some days and stick to it. It probably is more of the expert level of being like, hey, 3 days, I'll make it happen whenever it happens. Because it is, you can give yourself a lot of outs along the way there. So yeah, if you're starting out, maybe pick your 3 days and stick to them or whatever you decide. But just know that like you can be flexible with things if you have to be, and that might even be the time of day. Maybe 1 week you're lifting in the mornings, the next week you're lifting at nights. Maybe there's even a mix of it, but depending on your life situation. But the main thing is that you're checking those boxes on getting the workout in.
Yep. Another little hack I have that a lot of people listening will be very familiar with this, and I think it works. I hear it all the time about how this is valuable to people is you don't have to do this, but it works awesome if you're into it, is competing. Because when you have a goal out there of like a specific date when you're going to do a powerlifting competition, do a strongman competition, bodybuilding show, run a marathon, do a triathlon, whatever the hell it is, you just it's just different. Training's different when you have that in your back pocket, that that's what you're working towards.
I 100% agree. And until you've actually done it, you might just think we're kind of making stuff up here. But once you've been through it, once you've done it once, and it can just be the most run-of-the-mill local meet, your first thing ever, you're not proud of your total or anything, but just picking that date and prepping for it, you'll learn a level of dedication and consistency and intensity that you never thought you had, because you're like, no, like I am testing myself. I'm putting it out there on display. Like I got to take this seriously. And I 100% agree. Like every year, these last few years, getting ready for the meet, leading those last couple months up to it, I'm like, man, I am just dialed in. Like I'm actually going to bed when I should be. Like I'm really making sure that I'm eating the way I should be. I'm drinking water as much as I should be. Like I'm thinking about recovery way more, and just it's hard to have that mentality year round. But as it gets closer, you're just dialing in more and more and more, and it is fun to challenge yourself once in a while, and it is super rewarding when you finish the whole thing up and be like, yes, I did actually do that.
Yeah. Another one I wrote down is having deloads. And that deload, I think, could, like, traditionally, if you're a power lifter and you hear that, you're going to think like, oh, it's a week of training that's almost nothing or way easier. And yes, that is what I would consider a general concept. It could mean a few different things to different people. Like some programming styles like almost have built-in deloads that they don't call them deloads. It's just like periods of training that are generally easier on your body or your joints. You're doing different things, different exercises, whatever it is, to just not run down your body so much. Mm-hmm. Like having that. There again, you have to have a program probably to be able to have a deload or anything that resembles that. But if you have a program, not going balls to the walls 52 weeks of the year, I think is important.
Yeah, and if you've ever taken this very seriously, you'll find out that, man, it's just really hard to squat heavy every single week. It just starts to crush you after a while.
Right.
And it's like having some deloads built in where, you kind of get to just sort of take it easy for a week. You're still training, like you don't got to be killing yourself. You're still in the gym lifting, but just giving your body a little break also can make you a little more excited to show up the next week when you're feeling a little fresher.
Yeah. Philosophically, I have a couple other things I would say that this one of the funniest ones probably that I wrote down, that this is actually really true for me, but this isn't what I would necessarily promote to everyone. But realistically, anytime you get new equipment, it does make training more exciting. You're like, I probably do this, that I'm just like, yep, I'm bored. I want something new. And
I think every home gym owner does this. And I also think almost every gym goer does it. Like, ooh, new, shiny, different. Here we go. Like that's, like, I think people want to downplay the factor that novelty can have. I mean, there's a reason people jump programs, jump exercises like crazy, is because novelty, new, exciting, different, like that's hard to shy away from. Like people like trying new things. Or actually, a lot of people don't like trying new things, but when it comes to the gym, people like doing different things. Get a new thing. A lot of people don't like doing the same thing over and over. And having, whether you think of it as the little carrot you're dangling in front of yourself to keep you going. I think in the home gym circle, a lot of people fall too far into this of of their novelty or what keeps them coming back is just new equipment all the time. And it's like, well,
That's why I'm like careful to even say that one, because
Yeah.
I'm like, well, some people I would tell them to stop doing that.
yes,
almost, you
well,
know?
yeah, because you also got to look now. You really have to examine your motivations behind things. Is it just purely a shopping hobby at this point, or is it
Right.
an actual training hobby? But like, I'll be honest with you, when I got that Ohio Power Bar, I was really jacked. To like,
That's a great
and it's
example.
like it's a bar. It doesn't change anything fundamentally. You know, it
No.
feels just minorly different in your hand. And
But it's kind of like, oh, I'm really excited to go today to try that.
oh,
bar,
I was
you know?
so jacked for the first few workouts I did with it. It was like I was going to my gym for the first time. And now, I mean, I'm still excited to go use it. But if that's the game you're playing, that novelty wears off pretty fast on all things. If you're just constantly chasing a new piece of equipment, you'll quickly find that is not very rewarding, and it does not lead to longevity. But if you're just looking to spice things up once in a while, a new piece of
Right.
equipment can get the job done.
Unless you're like me and have a big gym and you just, nope, I just get a new one every month.
Well, that's a whole different story though. That's a whole
Yeah,
different
just
story.
keep stuffing this shit in here. Besides that, I was just, this is very cheesy, but just remembering training really is a marathon and not a sprint. Anything that happens in the short run is so meaningless, kind of, where it's
So
just
much.
like a half of anything less than 4 months, changes don't even occur hardly. You know, it's like
No.
when people
Not
are like, yeah,
meaningful
I've got to get my beach body ready for 8 weeks from now. And I'm like, yes, through diet and nutrition, you can lose weight, do it through mostly through your diet, and losing weight's a little bit different thing. I think about things in terms of strength gains. And I'm like, strength gains take so long, especially when you've been doing it for a while, that you have to
right.
recognize
Assuming you've been to the gym before, like it just very quickly becomes a thing where it's not easy.
Right. So like it's a marathon, not a sprint is very true when it comes to the lifting stuff. So remembering that. And my biggest secret weapon, and I think that anyone that's done it for a really long time would be the same way, is I just like lifting and I like going to the gym. Like I actually like it. Like it's the cheating secret weapon, because it's like, oh, you tell someone that's overweight, why don't you not eat so much? Because like, I don't eat so much, it's easy for me. Why don't you do that? And it's just like, why don't you just like it more? Doesn't make sense for anyone else, but that is like what keeps me from never not wanting to go, is just that I just like it so much. I love being in the gym. It's always fun. Like I never am like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where our thing, where we're like, we don't get burnt out, and it's like the main reason is because at the end of the day, we like lifting, we like training, we like going to the gym. Like that's why this Massenomics thing has been going on as long as it has, because at the end of the day, we like lifting, and if the podcast wasn't taking place, we'd still be lifting, and if Massenomics wasn't a thing, we'd still be lifting. Like that is kind of the one constant, no matter what, still be doing it.
Yeah.
Like if there's no content to be made, if we've made every piece of content and there was nothing else left, still be going to the gym.
If we had no new equipment to buy, we'd still be going to the gym. All that stuff is helpful and it's little hacks and stuff, but I don't know, you got to kind of be able to find a way to find some enjoyment out of it. It's not punishment, it's fun. It's like, it's kind of a privilege to get to go and do it. And it's fun and it's cool. And, it's exciting to make changes, I think.
Yes. And I think, you're saying here, kind of thinking about things at a more philosophical level. And one thing that I've started to think about more recently as I've aged is like, why am I doing this? It's much more common once you start talking about being on the other side of 35 to just be like, this is just when my body starts to suck. It all goes downhill. I get overweight and I just throw in the towel. And that's every year my health gets a little worse until I'm just decrepit
Until
and
I'm
I'm
dead.
riding a scooter and I'm just dead. Like that's just kind of how it goes. And for a lot of people, that is the approach they take. And now that, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm still actually, as far as things go, I'm still young, still feel great. But there is a point of like, oh man, like I really feel like I'm just sticking it to everyone else that's like, yeah, look, I'm not like you. I'm
Right,
not a
like,
lame-o that just like gave up on.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking anyone for their choices here, but
Right.
like,
but it's just a thing you think in your head, you know, like I
it's like,
totally
yes,
get that.
I
It's like,
didn't take the easy path of just going
Right.
home and just sitting on the couch and just eating junk food and doing nothing outside of what I'm told to do at work. Like I'm taking some
Right.
initiative and doing the things the way I want to do it. And damn it, I'm in my 30s and I'm damn near as strong as I've ever been too. Like,
Yes.
like actually in some respects, I'm stronger than I've ever been. And like, that's like, as a point of pride, I feel pretty cool about that.
Yep.
And then also, I mean, the bigger, when you're younger, you don't like the overall health factor. You don't really think about that at all. It's like, no, I want to be as strong as I can. Like,
You're like, oh, I'm
I need to
bulletproof.
bulk 50 pounds. Let's do this.
Yeah.
But now it's starting to be like, oh, and also like I can be healthier than most people, you know, because I just go to the gym a few days a week and I just
like-
sort of pay attention to what I eat. I can be leagues healthier than the average
The
person.
most.
Yes.
Yeah. If not just straight up healthy, you know, like
Yeah.
if not just like, wow, yep, that's good. You're doing it.
So yeah, it's just that thing of, I don't know, bucking the trend of just being a lazy piece of crap.
Yes. There's something to that. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of mostly what I had on it. I think it's easier said than done. All of it's easier said than done.
Absolutely.
I totally recognize that though.
Yes, it is. Because the thing, I would say the biggest hurdle as I've aged, as I've gotten older, is at least in my experience, is that life only gets busier.
Yes.
I remember thinking in my early
By the
20s. I remember thinking in my early 20s that I was really busy and had a lot going on. I remember thinking that. And man, sometimes I look back, I'm like, my idea of really busy was like I had to stay at work just a little late. And then that messed up me getting to the gym on time. And then that messed up the
for 2
3
hours.
hours of free time I had after the gym that night. And that used to just piss me off. And I think like, man, just one of those nights a week would be crazy to have. And you just start to, I don't know. It's something you know, Tanner, you've had kids and a job. You get like, life gets busier as it goes. And so what I'm trying to say is, that's actually been my biggest challenge to lifting is that
Right.
I still get in. I'm still excited for it, but man, some days there's a lot of crap
There's
you got
a
to
lot
get
of
to.
competing.
It's like you've been
things
through
that
like
compete
20
for your
boxing
time.
matches, and then they're like, okay,
Yeah.
now go to the gym. It's like, I don't even
Yeah.
know if I got anything left, but you still
Yeah.
figure out a way to do it and be excited. And when you're on the other side of it, you always feel great. But
That's what I was going to say. That is like the busier things get, the more helpful the gym is almost, I think, where it's just like, oh,
kind of gives you that reset. It's just
Yes.
that pressure release valve where
Yes.
you kind of, you do hit the reset button. You're like, okay, whew, all right, we're ready to go back out to the world again here.
Yes. Yeah. It's like if I do have to go any sort of overly longer period of time without the gym that I'm normally accustomed to, it can affect my mood. Where that I'm like, I feel like a piece of shit.
Yes.
I feel somehow scrawny and fat and wasted away and like every possible bad thing. Like it doesn't work that way. There's been no like body composition change, but I feel those things.
Yeah.
And then I could just be more irritable that I'm like, I am mad that I haven't gotten to get there. I'm not going to be happy until I can go to the gym. Like those are probably over exaggerations, but I feel a little bit of all those things.
No,
at
I
times.
relate to that self-talk 100%, where I just feel like I'm a pile of crap wasting away. Like, and then because I'm thinking that, it's putting me in a bad mood. And then because of that, like I'm in a bad mood now, and then I'm just mad.
Yeah.
Like it's just this vicious cycle. So to combat that, you just make sure you go to the gym a few days a week, and then everything stays right on track.
It really does. I can't imagine anyone that's listen to this would ever be able to suffer from feeling lifting burnout again with these simple fixes.
You know, there's one thing we didn't address here, and that's that thing of, you know, people really looking for motivation. The motivation.
Oh, the
you know,
M word.
You know, the talking, you know, the motivational speeches, the talking, all that. And in my experience, Yeah, everyone needs a little motivation once in a while, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
That's a short term.
I remember
that's a short term hack.
it is. That is ultimately at the end of the day, it's a short term thing. Like it's just it's like taking a quick ammonia hit before a big lift.
Yeah.
Like it's just a short term little thing. And I mean, could you imagine how many motivational things you would have had to process if you needed a little motivational pick me up before every workout?
Well, nothing works. There's diminishing returns on all those things that are after a while, I'd be like, none of this motivates me because I've gone to that well 40,000 times in the last.
So that's, I guess that's if you're looking for more external motivational factors. Like if you need to listen to some motivational speech just to get you into the gym. Yeah, maybe you need that little reset once in a while, but don't bank on that as being your long-term plan of like keeping you in the gym is firing up motivational videos.
What is that the
Mark Bell
video?
one? Is it the Mark Bell? If you have to listen to
title, what is the title of that video?
I don't. We gotta find it. We gotta find it.
I fell with 1,000 pounds on my back.
It might be
tried to help me up. I said, "Get the fuck away from me. I'm a man. I stand on my own 2 feet." Ryan used to play that. Your brother used to play that all the time too.
I think it's Super Training Motivation, Be Original by Mark Bell. Or maybe it's Who Are You by Mark Bell. Or maybe it's Powerlifting, the Mentality.
That's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. And doesn't it have is it KK or like some foreign guy in the video and stuff too?
Oh, is this the right one where it has like the acoustic version of like One by Metallica playing?
Yes, absolutely. It's that one. What's that one called?
Yes. And it goes into like an orchestra of it playing.
Yes.
And he's talking a lot.
What's the name of that video?
It's Powerlifting, the Mentality. It's 6 minutes and 21 seconds. And the video has 2.2 million views from 12 years ago. But it was uploaded by Samson's 7858. At least this one is.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's Brandon Lilly is walking out there. There is a second one, Powerlifting, the Mentality too. I'm sure I've seen that one many times also, but there's a third one. Oh yeah. Who is this account?
Huh?
The Samson 7858. He was crushing these.
Yeah, he was. If you have to listen to that every time before you go to the gym, you're probably not going to the gym anymore.
That Powerlifting, the Mentality video is only like 3.5 minutes long.
Well, this one is 6 minutes and 21 seconds.
Oh, which one is that? What's the thumbnail?
The thumbnail on the one I have, it's like him putting wrist wraps on.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was already just halfway through it. Yeah, and it shows that's definitely the one. It's clipped from the Backyard Meet of the Century.
A lot of that,
too.
yeah. A good chunk of it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's Metallica in the background the whole time. And
who's the big bencher back?
Spoto, Eric Spoto.
Yeah, Eric Spoto's in there, just looking absolutely enormous.
Yeah, and then the video just ends with a bunch of people hitting comp lifts.
Yeah. That's the biggest takeaway. If you need a little motivation, go watch Powerlifting, the Mentality. There's some old Pete Rubish basement clips in there.
And I'd say this is also like having to watch that. That's different than, because I used to always, before big squat day, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to just watch big squats before I go to the gym. Because it wasn't because I needed motivation. It's because I'd get really pumped.
Mindset,
all these guys if these guys can be smoking 600, 700, 800 pound squats, I'm going to go hit 400 something for reps. Like, we got this on lock, baby. And so I'd get so pumped up. I haven't done that for years, but that used to be part of my routine. Get home from work. If it's a big day, watch some people hit some heavy lifts, then go to Massenomics and go lift really hard.
Yes. I'm telling you, this Powerlifting, the Mentality, if you want a little piece of life, what it was like when we were all lifting together, like back in the
before
YMCA
Instagram was really even hardly a thing.
That's like, nope, this video was it.
Yeah. I don't know if we've ever talked about this video on the podcast ever.
I don't know if we have either. There's Andre Milanichev video. It's got the KK videos and it like cuts to just like some very industrial scene in what seems like Russia.
Yeah, it's like smokestacks. And it's like a factory. I don't know what it has to do with anything.
Yes.
Kind of fits the vibe.
There's some old CT Fletcher benching in there. So that's a video. I'm going to have to watch that before I go to the gym Sunday.
I probably will now too. It's been so long. But I feel like, Ryan used to quote some lines from this occasionally.
Yes, absolutely. He still would, actually.
Yeah. Classic.
Powerlifting, the mentality, the secret to no lifting burnout.
There's definitely a lot of people listening to this that have never heard of that video.
Oh, go watch it. We don't need. That's
you should watch that at least. You gotta know what lifting was like in the early 2010s. It is a good little time. I'm just watching. I have the volume off, but I'm just watching all the. It is a good little time capsule of the who, what, where, when.
Yeah, it really is. Okay. You know what else is a great little all-encompassing time capsule? I'm not sure if time capsule is the right word, but I just want to tell you to go over to EliteFTS.com. They're our newest sponsor of the Massenomics podcast. I don't know if you've heard about this, if you've seen this. Right now, they've got 26% off many of their bands, straps, wraps, etc. It's the start of the year sale. They also have 10% off many of their larger machines. So if you need a new machine for your gym to spice things up, maybe EliteFTS.com, 10% off.
I just got to the smokestack part in Russia.
Yeah.
An old dirty smokestack, an old bus stop, and then here's KK.
This is my belt.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no. EliteFTS, whether you need a new piece of equipment for 10% off, a new yoke, SSB bar, whatever it is, you can always use discount code MASS10 there. Saves you 10% additional off, even if there's a sale already going on. EliteFTS.com.
Sorry, Tanner. Can't do an ad. I can't stop watching.
Still,
powerlifting.
We got to finish powerlifting motivation
it's on to
first.
The Milanachev parts, man.
Yeah, a young Milanachev.
Talk about when we used to be a proper country, right?
Back when we featured more Russian powerlifters. Back when powerlifting was ran by Russians, we used to be a proper friggin' country. Back when our powerlifters were Russian and we were a proper frickin' country.
And our programs were Belgian. That's when we were a proper country.
We used to be a proper country.
This episode is also brought to you by Juggernaut AI. Juggernaut AI, we were just talking, have a program. Don't know where to start? Juggernaut AI is a great spot to start. Or maybe you've had a program before and you need something new. Juggernaut AI would also be great for that. And Juggernaut AI is the smartest program for you. Since 2009, Juggernaut has helped thousands of lifters reach their goals, from beginners to world champions. Jug can help you. Here's how it works. You tell the system all about yourself and your goals. Wherever you're at in the lifting spectrum, it can make a program for you. And then it's going to create that individualized program made specifically for your goals. And while you're lifting, while you're performing your lifts, you're checking in with the app before each day, while you're lifting, after each day, to let it know how things are going, and it's going to make adjustments for you every step of the way. I've been using Juggernaut for several years now, and I'm damn near a bench specialist. I just bench just keeps going better every week, and also for that matter, squat and deadlift are going just fine too, but Juggernaut is working wonders for me. If you'd like to get on that jug life, head on over to juggernautai.app. That is their website, juggernautai.app. Use code Massenomics and you can save 10% off the lifetime of your membership. Thank you, Juggernaut AI.
Speaking of, we used to be a proper country. We never mentioned it. The final recorded version by big Roar Man, Rory Ellis, is available on Spotify. It's also available on Instagram if you want to put it to as a track to one of your lifting videos or whatever you do, and you can just search "We Used to Be a Proper Friggin' Country" and you can find it by Big Roar Man.
Yeah, I gotta get this. Playing a little more here. Really burn it into my brain.
Yep. It is available on Spotify now.
Yes, it is. We Used to Be a Proper Frickin' Country by Rory Ellis.
Yep. Big Roar Man.
Hit it, Roar Man.
That guy really can strum.
When I see him, I think strummer. That's just what crosses my mind instantly.
I had something here.
Yeah.
it's very possible in 510 episodes we've talked about this before. I'd almost be surprised if we hadn't, but I'm not sure if we had.
Well, the old steel trap will remember. So
Yeah,
as soon as you
okay.
say it, I'll set you straight.
So juicy fruit gum. Have we ever talked about it before?
I think we have.
Okay.
In fact, that'll last for 3 seconds, then it's gone.
That's definitely a part of it. I want to talk about it, a number of things about juicy fruit gum. That's one of the things. Also, the naming of that being called juicy fruit gum, that flavor. Is there anything about that flavor that if you didn't know what it was called, someone's like, what flavor do you think that is? You're like, juicy fruit. Yeah, juicy fruit. 'Cause that to me, if something was going to be juicy fruit, I would want it to taste like a gusher. You know what?
Right. Gushers, yeah, it is more. Yeah, it's almost too obvious to name Gushers juicy
Right.
fruit. Yeah.
Well, like there's nothing to me, the flavor of that gum that's juicy. That's the oddest flavor name to come up with gum. You know, spearmint, peppermint, Big Red makes a ton of sense to me.
That one's very obvious. Yeah. Okay. Is juicy fruit really around anymore though? Is it?
That was part of the other thing I was going to ask is because the reason this came up, my 7-year-old, she said in school, they were like, they did a do thing with their desks where they're in 4-person group pods and each one had to come up with a name. And I was like, oh yeah, what's your name? She's like, we're the juicy fruit pod. And she's like, and I was like, why juicy fruit? She's like, well, because everyone in our pod went on gum day. When we get gum, we all like juicy fruit. And I was like, you like juicy fruit gum? She's like, yeah.
I didn't even know you could buy that anymore. I just thought Big Red and all these other companies had pushed them out of existence with their little. Isn't the packaging all rainbowy with a zebra on it?
No, that's not juicy fruit. No, that's fruit stripe gum.
Oh, I'm getting really mixed up now.
That makes sense if that's called juicy fruit. You got to look up what juicy fruit is. Juicy fruit is much older looking than.
Yeah, I'm really getting mixed up because I'm thinking of fruit stripe this whole time. Yes, I'm getting my 90s gums mixed around.
Like that makes I think the problem is juicy fruit is not a 90s gum. Juicy fruit is like a 30s gum, I think. Or something.
Okay, it's the yellow one. Yes. Okay, wow. Yeah, I was really getting mixed around here.
You know, traditionally a stick and like they used to come in like a pack of like 5, whatever.
Juicy fruit, man, that was a very popular gum actually when I think about it now. It's really coming back to me. God, I have not seen juicy fruit in forever.
When you talk about fruit stripe gum, that flavor lasts the shortest of any gum ever in the history of man.
That's what I was thinking of though. Yeah.
But that one did taste like something that, like what I was saying before, like that, the flavor of that, if you named it juicy fruit, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, are you much of a gum? Were you much of a gum person though? Like,
I never had my own gum, but if someone else had gum, I would gladly take gum from them.
I never liked gum. That's part of the problem.
I'm not that big of a gum guy.
I don't have.
It makes it's good for like 30 seconds, and then it makes like my mouth dry.
Yeah, it gives me cotton mouth. Like yeah. But
I'm not a big gum guy though.
Yeah, me either.
Sometimes I'm like, my breath is just bad. I could chew a stick of gum and spit it out, and it's probably like in a pinch, it might help.
Yeah.
But juicy fruit gum, do you recall what that tastes like?
I kind of do now. Yeah.
It's not juicy fruit.
No.
Like there's nothing.
What is the actual flavor of that though?
Developed in 1893.
Well,
first of all,
go.
that's shocking. I didn't know that.
Holdover from the 1800s.
A one-of-a-kind sweet flavor that is a combination of various fruit and other artificial and natural flavorings.
Yeah, the Google overview says a blend of banana, lemon, orange, and other fruity notes.
That's a stretch. Yeah,
aims for a general.
I think unique is a good way to describe that flavor.
Aims for a general ripe, sweet fruitiness rather than a single fruit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't feel like I see it very much anymore, though. But so do you see this? Because you were thinking, I don't see fruit stripe gum anymore, which I don't.
I don't see that.
I actually don't know if that exists. It probably does, at least in a novelty capacity. But juicy fruit definitely still exists, right? Like if you go to the gas station, you could get this at like every gas station.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. I mean, part of me just wants to believe it still exists.
I feel like people don't buy gum in these containers anymore.
No, they're in like plastic containers now, and they're more of the
Right.
little chiclet things versus
Like,
the
'cause
sticks.
Yeah, the sticks of. But like when I was in high school, this is what people still have.
Or even if they're sticks, it's the stick. It's the smaller. It's not the long flat stick. It's a little more compressed.
Right.
A little
Yes.
thicker but shorter stick. It's that
Yeah.
style more.
Yeah, not this traditional. This style of gum has really gone on the way
Well,
out.
now for that matter, because I'm looking at gum now. You know what else is like a close relative of juicy fruit? That'd be your Wrigley's Double Mint.
Yeah.
The green.
Is that the green one?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The OGs of the gum space there.
Wrigley's really had, in the 90s, absolutely had gum by a complete and utter stranglehold. I bet their market share over the last like 30 years has, unless they also own all that.
Well, that's just what I'm curious. If they just own Extra.
Now that I'm
and
thinking about it,
Five
they
and
probably,
Trident
they
and-
probably own all the gums. And
Yeah.
it's just that these old brands.
and Hubba
Got that away.
Bubba and Big League Chew. They just got them all.
What's the one that you roll out like that?
Yeah, what is that? We actually got some of that for my kids not that long ago, and they thought it was just
Tape
the best thing
or
ever.
it's like a tape measure almost.
Yeah, what the
you
hell
know,
is
it's
that
kinda-
called? Bubble tape.
Bubble tape.
Hubba Bubba bubble tape.
You know what? If you were like young and you were going to get some really awesome gum, you were like getting the premium gum. It was the Bubblicious, like it was the square, really soft pieces of like bubble. Look up Bubblicious. Bubblicious gum.
Oh yeah, okay, yep. I do remember that.
That was like, oh my God, this is just actual candy in gum form.
This is kind of making my mouth water. Like want to chew some gum here.
Watermelon Bubblicious gum was really good. You could blow some killer bubbles with that too. Like that's like bubble gum, whereas Wrigley's and all that's chewing gum.
Yeah, there was a difference.
Yeah. That's I think there's a difference there. Big League Chew is a complete awesome novelty, of course. That's a whole separate
Yes,
thing, but
yes. Wow. Okay, juicy fruit.
juicy fruit.
Yep.
Still don't think it should be called juicy fruit. Weird name.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking the other day, Tanner, there's all these football games on TV, the season's winding down, college and NFL, and these bowl games, and, just football galore. And I see the armed forces, they have their Army teams and their Navy teams and their Air Force teams. Do you ever feel, as a former member of the armed forces, do you ever feel slighted that there wasn't a National Guard team for football that you could partake in all the
No,
the
because
glory?
it really falls into it depends on what branch of the National Guard, because there's an Air National Guard or an Army National
Well,
Guard. So
who's to stop them?
right. So it's the same branch. So it still is represented by the Army.
Well, I don't know if they're getting their due here, though. I think they're kind of being tossed to the side.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I really want to see a National Guard football team. That's what I realized I want out of watching all these bowl games, is that's what's
I feel
missing.
like the trouble might be of getting
Quality
people that,
recruits.
yeah. Well, you're finding people that don't. It's actually I was thinking about this the other day. I was having a conversation with someone.
The National Guard football team, is that what you were thinking about?
The National Guard football. That might not be the best choice, because what's pros of the National Guard would be the cons of them sporting a college football team. The active duty insert branch really give a lot of shit to reserves or guard unit. And I, having been deployed and going to basic training, like I've spent a couple years of my life around all active duty people from various things. So I wasn't in active duty, but I was on active duty, and I was around a lot of, like, 1 to 2 years of my life where I was surrounded by people that are active duty.
Yep.
And what the National Guard and Reserve, having done it myself, really have to their benefit that those don't, are people that have other jobs outside of the military
Yeah.
that have like experienced
like a football team.
That's why I think the active units are perfectly suited for like a football team, because you're totally in on this thing, and it's just like a college football team. It's just like a college football team actually, in that way, where you don't have to know anything else in the world besides this one thing that you do. So it's actually
better
perfect.
if you don't concern yourself with anything else going on.
Yes, because you have this is just the only thing.
100% focus here.
Yes. So it's actually kind of perfect for that. Mm-hmm. But in the National Guard, I'm like, oh, all these people you work with, they also have, I don't want to use this as an insult, but real world jobs outside of the military, which is completely different than almost everything else.
Yeah.
Because of the constraints that other businesses that have to make a profit in a capitalistic society are so much different than a government ran thing that you just have to follow the rules.
Right.
So I always thought it was an extreme advantage. You're like, oh no, that guy owns his own carpentry business. That guy, go down the road of whatever everyone does. And then these people get together.
You have drill weekend, and it's like assembling the superheroes of just everyone's got these crazy skills. A very specific set of skills.
I might not go like superhero may not, because also some of the people still don't do anything. Like they're actually like, they just for the other 3 weeks of the month almost didn't do anything at all.
They're superheroes. Their skills, they're just really good at chilling.
Yeah. So there's also a decent portion of the population that didn't really do anything, but more so the people that were in any position of authority. Most of the time they did something else, outside of that. And it's like they have some sort of professional career.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh yeah, you also navigated the private sector. So then you come back here, you have this perspective that maybe some people that have never worked outside of the military never got.
Yeah. And now imagine them being part of a football team too. It could really bring out the best in someone.
I don't think that the National Guard football team would do very well. For that matter, the Army and Navy football teams don't do that well.
They did pretty good this year.
No, they are good. I mean, but pretty good.
And so I'm saying it's the National Guard's chance to get in on this action.
What was Army and Navy's record this year? I mean, it shows how much I follow college football. But
I can't even remember. But I think both teams. I think even did the Air Force have a decent record? Army. Let's see. Army football record, 2026. Oh, can't you just tell me the damn record, not show me all of them? I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I don't even know what my point was.
I never really got
is it the Army or the Navy team that like just runs the ball all the time? Like their quarterback isn't even a passing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
it almost feels like
do
both
that
of
to a
them
certain
to me.
extent. But
yeah,
the thing I never
like their
got,
offensive linemen go in defensive lineman stances because they're only run blocking every single play.
Here you
like
go.
There is no pass
Here
protection.
You go. This year, Army was 7-6. Navy was 11-2. That's a pretty damn good season.
11-2. Wow.
Yeah.
I guess I'll eat my words.
Yeah. Okay, this is the thing I don't get, though, how that works is, in my mind, when you're in the Army and Navy, like, you're just doing military stuff the entire time. Like, there's no time for sports ball. Like, those guys got to have a little different experience than the other people, don't they?
It's not the Army. It's like West Point Academy.
Yeah, but even there, like, okay, so you're not doing, it's more just school. It's not like military all the time.
No, it's like I actually don't even know, like, the players that play on Army, are they all actively at West Point?
See, that's I've never understood that. I never actually knew how that part worked.
I'm sure that's what it is. It's not like, oh, you're in the Army, come play for the Army football team. Like, you're 34 in the Army
to the majors.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they're all cadet athletes. So it is. I mean, they still like it's not like normal college, but it's not also like normal active duty where they're
that makes a little more sense then. Yeah,
I don't know I suppose the Naval Academy is where they pull their from then too. Apparently they're better at recruiting. I wonder what the recruiting actually is though, because they still have to be recruiting people that. They're still recruiting. It's not just, okay, you're all the people that signed up for the West Point Academy. Let's field a football team.
Who do we got that can throw a ball? Line up. We're going to see who can throw. Yeah. We'll pick the best one.
Yep, you're in.
It's like in high school and track when they're like, all right, we're going to learn, or middle school, we're going to learn hurdles. And they just set some out there and they go, jump. And they just pick the 5 that like look kind of more natural.
Or the ones that didn't eat shit.
Like, yeah, you can just kind of tell when you see it.
Yeah.
Just
is
like
it
that.
What teams are no conference? Is it like Army, Navy, Notre Dame, and something else?
I think that's about it. I mean, there's probably a few other ones, but they're much more.
So could someone explain to me why Notre Dame is not in a conference?
Well, do you really want to go down that road right now?
I'm sure it's money related, right?
I think it's money related, and then now it's starting to be more and more of a thing of like, whoa. Losses look bad on your schedule, so if you're not part of a conference, you can pick whatever games you want, and then when you don't have any losses, it's hard for you to not be in the top 12 and make the playoff every year. Like that's what the critics would say about them right now.
Right, but so why wouldn't more schools do that?
Well, I think because most schools don't have the brand name that Notre Dame does to get away with it.
Right. But if you're University of Texas or if you're Michigan or Alabama,
there's also the tradition factor. That is a thing in college football. Like to leave a conference,
win the conference.
Is a pretty big deal.
If you're Alabama, if you're not going to be in the SEC anymore, everyone's going to be like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I don't know what college football is. Who knows anymore?
If you don't like it, just wait a year.
Pretty much.
If you don't like the current system, just wait a year.
You know what?
You'll probably dislike it even more when it changes.
just wait. It'll get worse.
That's kind of what I feel like over the years, it's almost done nothing but get worse.
Yeah. Just you think it's bad now? Wait till we get even more money in it and ruin it for everyone.
Well, that's becoming the thing. Like the whole NIL thing is total. And the portal and stuff is a total shit show.
Yeah. Well, they just had that was the talk like yesterday or something that the quarterback for Washington had just signed some big NIL deal, and then 3 days later said, "No, I'm not going here anymore." It's like you just signed a deal supposedly for millions of dollars. How does this all work now? And no one really knows. All this talk of sports though did make me just think of something. We just the other day, big supporter of the G League over here. I went and watched a game in town.
Is it still the Skyforce?
Yeah, still the Skyforce. And
what is it? The Miami Heat?
Yeah, they're affiliated with the Heat, which is always so weird that they're not affiliated with the Timberwolves, who are
it's the Miami
3
Heat.
hours away, but the Heat, who are almost as far away as you could be. It was really fun.
Not the D League, the G League.
It is now the G League. Yep.
Yeah.
It was really fun though. It was a good time, and the game was good. And you do forget, I don't watch a ton of basketball in person, but even guys that can't make it. You're like, God,
those guys playing are so good at basketball.
So fast. They're just so fast. Even like
tall,
the 7-1 guy who looks so
ability.
uncoordinated, they leave him open for a three and he makes his first one. It's like, that just doesn't happen at lower levels, that stuff. And,
no.
The
but
speed,
those guys are on people that are on the brink of being in the NBA.
Yeah. There's like they were playing the team from, they were like the Rio Grande Vipers or something, which is like the Rockets affiliated team. And like the guy, like the scoring leader on the other team was averaging like 36 points a night. And he was from he played at New Mexico or New Mexico State or something. And it's like, that guy hits a lot of shots. And then even like a few of the guys for Sioux Falls, like there was a guy from ASU and a guy from Duke and a couple of guys from overseas. And I mean, it was fun. There's guys getting fast breaks and they're throwing up like no look alley oops and like the place is going crazy, and it was fun. It was a good time. I actually had a lot of fun at it.
What's the attendance like? at those games.
Okay, have you ever gone to any of the games? It's at the Pentagon. Here's
I've
where
went
they do
to
it.
one when I was like a little kid.
Well, was it at the Pentagon though, or at the arena?
I don't think so. I
Yeah,
think it was at the arena.
Yeah, because the Pentagon, I think, has only been there like 10 years or something, and that's where like Northern was playing all those playoff games at. So I didn't know if you'd ever went to one, but
I've been there for I went to like the Northern National Championship and stuff.
Oh, okay. So you've been in that arena.
Yeah.
It's not that big, you know?
No, it's not that big. It's actually like a big high school arena.
Yes.
Almost kind of.
Oh, there's high schools in the area that have bigger gyms than that for sure.
Right.
So we went, it was actually New Year's Eve, and I don't know if that made it busier or less busy. I'm not sure, but I would say it was probably 3/4 full. And that's
pretty good though.
Yeah. Like there was more people there than I expected, and they had a halftime show and everything. And I mean, it was fun. My kids enjoyed it.
I would definitely go to those occasionally if I lived there. Like it's something.
Like the seat tickets are like $19, and then if you want to be in like the first couple rows, it's $30, and it's it's fairly. I mean, it's not expensive, but it's not.
Yeah. Was anyone sitting on the one end? Because you can sit on the.
No. So the one end they had a bouncy house up for kids, and the other end they had sort of like merch and a bar set up and other stuff. So behind the hoops were empty.
I think this is a hell of a sports and book segment this week. We really brought this one home.
Went deep on it.
G League basketball.
It's just people in it for the love of the game. We're just G League fans over here.
No conference affiliated college football teams.
It's getting some love for the National Guard football team.
National Guard football team. Don't see a bright future for that one.
Never say never. Need more teams out there.
Yeah. All right. Should we bring this one, bring it on home?
Yeah. I guess people will just have to stay tuned for an agronomy update another day.
Yeah. Not all that spicy out there in the agronomy world right now in the middle of January in South Dakota anyways. So we'll say we got to save something for season 2, episode 11.
Just a little teaser.
Yeah. Well, next week's episode, agronomy and weather updates live from western northeast South Dakota. It's going to be good. Make sure to check out the Waffle Iron Gym entire home gym tour. Gym in the garage, basement, outside yard, pretty much everywhere you could pack gym equipment into. He's did it in that house.
Yep.
And all the other gym tours that are on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. And leave a comment on this video. Leave a comment on that video. Leave a comment on all the videos. Buy something from our store. We've got the bench heavy tee that's been restocked. We've got a few silly goose, not silly goose, just regular, not all that silly goose. It's just a normal goose hat. We've got a few pairs of black mesh squats shorts.
So if you have a few of those left, huh?
Yeah, there's a few of those around if you're after, and not a lot, but a decent number of sizes. You know, most of the sizes are still available actually. Buy yourself a Drink Spotter Light, any of that stuff as well. Check out our affiliates page on our website, massenomics.com/affiliates. That's where we have a growing list of affiliates. So if you're buying just about anything, we probably have an affiliate code. There's a chance we've got a discount code for that site also. So if you're buying any new equipment at all, please filter through that affiliate page on our website, and we do get something back. If you click those, it helps support us, and we appreciate it for anyone that does that.
Helps keep those George Foremans hot.
Blazing hot. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Bear. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See you.